the bottom right, the Game Genie Terran and champion of previous GSLs, greatest Terran in the world, except for Clyde.
I am MVP.
A lot of people here for him today. Younghwa, well, his teammate, presumably he was training with Younghwa for this match. Younghwa is here to root him on. Over here we have
Creator Prime Week.
Younghwa is a great player to practice against.
He's got a great mind.
Yeah, he does.
Creator, this guy's very young, not a lot of stage experience. But, you know, the good thing about coming out here, if you're this young, is you get to really experience this at an early age, and the next time you come out here, you can do even better. By the way, thanks to LG, Intel, and G-Skill for making this event possible. Thank you, Artosis, for being here, being so handsome. I missed your musk. You know? You got a nice man smell, Artosis.
You missed the smell of my Old Spice deodorant.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's Crevasse. Probably, MVP actually, just as I was about to say, they'd probably take some fast expansions. Does proxy a barracks?
This is actually, I think we normally see proxy barracks, the second barracks, most commonly in the second game, in a best of 3.
That's quite true.
Usually it's in a lopsided scenario where it's either you think your opponent's probably considerably better than you, or you think you're considerably better than your opponent. We don't normally see it in even matched games. Because MVP's basically saying, all right, I wrecked that guy. He's probably pretty shaken up.
Yeah.
Now is my chance to sort of do a quick kill. Now, he's going to be careful, though, because he's actually, this probe.
Now, I love how he's taking that so the probe cannot see the barracks.
Oh, my God, that is so smart.
Very, very smart move of MVP right there. And that probe.
He never saw the barracks.
Never.
That is like pimpest plays. Oh, my God.
We're going to see some lag in a second here.
No, not even any lag for that. Wow, Joseph was for a second. Okay, I want to go back on that. That was actually one of the best plays I have ever seen in StarCraft 2.
That was
it
an
was so
amazingly
subtle.
good move.
Now, if you guys at home are confused, you don't play a ton of StarCraft 2, you're a nub. Basically, only one unit can control the Xel'Naga Watchtower at a time, and that's whoever touched it first.
Well, and if another thing comes up to it, then it just goes dark for both players.
Right, exactly.
So he sat there, and the probe came up, and the probe could not see the barracks.
I actually can't believe we just witnessed. That was so impressive. Sometimes brilliant plays aren't in giant battles or incredibly complex strategies, but in very simple situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where he denied intelligence in a very sophisticated way.
Very elegant. Both you and MVP. MVP doing it, you describing it.
Don't stop, Artosis.
You telling MVP how to do it.
Keep the compliments coming, man.
The tasteless building hide. All right, so the Stalker coming up. And, of course, those Marines using that high grass to disallow the Stalker to hit them from afar. It's a pretty strong little group of Marines, but Creator has enough to hold this off, just with some nice micro.
Well, these distances are pretty considerable. He may try to go take down the rocks and bait the Stalkers down.
In fact, MVP, even though he did prox that barracks, is making his command center a little bit quicker than the Nexus is being made for Creator.
Looks like Creator's control might be too good here with the Stalkers.
That first one taking a little bit of extra damage.
You got to be careful when you have Marines in the middle of the map against Stalkers, because Stalkers can actually kite the Marines.
Pretty well, yeah.
Pretty well. I mean,
they will take damage. Eventually, the greater force of Marines can win out, even if the Stalkers are microed pretty much perfectly.
Yeah.
Because they do have to turn around a little bit to shoot, but whereas Marines just have guns on all sides of their bodies and never have an issue with that.
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, look at that. One gate Robo. I like that
in a
expansion
situation
to
like
Robo.
this is actually really good. He's expanding and getting tech. There's a window of time where Terran really can't do much because the proxy rush didn't work.
Yeah.
Even getting a sentry in there, I like that too.
That makes it so that he'd have to kill the destructible debris to actually get up there.
The Debris.
Yeah. So, MVP floating that proxy barracks up. Another use of that barracks. I love it, Tasteless. It's a very handsome barracks.
It is. It's tall, it's funny, it's smart.
It's just like Tasteless, the Tasteless barracks.
It's the Tasteless barracks, but it's going to be killed. Now,
well, it's not the Tasteless barracks then, is it?
Yeah, if it gets killed, it's not a Tasteless barracks.
If it lands and stomps all the Stalkers
Yeah,
into
my
goo.
barracks would have landed on them and actually crushed these Stalkers like insects.
Yeah.
now, you know, for the time being, even though MVP basically knows what's going on, Creator's in a pretty good situation here.
Yeah, he's in a great spot,
he's
man.
Actually, in I would almost say somewhat of a superior situation.
This is like the quickest
MVP.
robotics that you could hope for. He's getting that robotics bay right now. He's getting a forge right now for
That's
some
a great
upgrades.
decision as well.
Yeah, and he's got a very nice probe count, up at 39 to 32 SCVs.
If I could just talk a little bit more about why getting the Robo when expanding the situation is so good is his Colossus count is going to be way ahead, which is good against infantry. MVP went for several barracks here, which means his starport is going to be a little bit later. As you can see, it's making right now. He will swap that starport with a factory to use the reactor to get, of course, additional Vikings. But some medevacs, you have to get at least about 3 medevacs. You know, with your army before you can start cranking out.
You do
Vikings.
normally want 3, although last game he hit a sick timing with 2. Yeah, you normally want to get 3 or 4, but the thing is, he's probably going to scan, realize, oh, you start Colossus really early once again, maybe I need to go Viking a bit quicker. And we will see about that if he does make the second starport once again. I think it would be a great idea.
Looks like Thermal Lance is on the way. Protoss actually is a very good idea of what's going on.
Yeah,
Terran has a rough idea. I mean, he saw the Robo. He did not. We got a shot of it earlier. He did not see the robotic support bay. But you know, he can assume that, of course, there will be Colossus on the way.
You know, right
now he knows for sure.
There you go. Perfect scan. In fact, he even sees the first Colossus pop out, so he knows the timing of how many Colossus are going to be around when.
If you notice, he's pulling Chrono Boost as well. So he's going to be using that on the Colossus like crazy.
Yeah, that plus any upgrades. Really get that going. Now, I wonder if he's going to try to hit a timing attack or he's going to expand again. Now, I'm, of course, a huge fan of just going ahead and expanding again. And his observers have seen everything. In fact, look at that. Seeing those 2 medevacs go out, if he takes any damage from that medevac drop, I don't even know what to say, Tasteless. Just that I'm very disappointed in you, Creator. How could you do this to your mother?
How could you do this to your mother? Well, you know, here's the funny thing, though. He's getting a Twilight Council now. If he gets a Templar Archives, I'm going to be a bit shocked because that's the same mistake he made last time.
Well, off
If
of
he gets
3
Blink-
gases as well.
He's getting Blink now. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's going to go Mass Stalker with Colossus. That's probably what you want to do in this situation.
Using a couple Stalkers, do some Marauder and Marine. No concussive shells there yet, still lost, unfortunately.
Scan here.
And he is taking that 3rd base, so this is all very good. And, oh my god, is he walking away as the drop is coming in? I believe he is, Tasteless.
Well, you know, he saw his army get scanned. He might assume that there's just no way MVP would go there.
Looks like he's just backing up to lure MVP into actually dropping the units out instead of just flying away. Second starport is on the way for MVP. I love it. Double reactored starports. He's getting serious, Tasteless.
He's putting his serious face on.
Yeah, he's getting a command center as well.
When
It's
he
a little
woke
bit
up in
slower
the
than
morning, he
Nexus.
put his serious pants on, one leg at a time.
Just like other serious pro gamers?
Yeah. He doesn't play this game wearing funny hats.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, who does, though?
Who?
Hongan Prime.
Yeah.
Not even joking about that one, folks. Well,
I want to cast more Hongan games.
oh, we will. Don't worry.
Those
He's
crazy
gonna start.
strats. Now, no, please go ahead, Artosis.
I was just going to say, we noticed that the Protoss expansion, 3rd base, is up quicker than the Terran one. So he's done a great job of that. Now, here comes the drop, Tasteless, and his units have evacuated from the expansion. Oh, big mistake there. Couple probes going down so far. Not too many. Looks like he will get back in time to not take too much damage.
It's
Oh! And he snaps out of the skies, but here comes MVP's other half of his army. Unfortunately for him, Creator has enough units out there. Uh-oh.
Oh, nice. He comes up here, snipes the Colossus. Well, at least gets one. You know what? So far, actually, MVP not doing the best job here.
No. Creator actually did a great job. He sniped off some Vikings. He sniped off a medevac full of units. He prevented probe loss. And all he had to give for all of that was a Colossus and a little bit of health off another one. So Creator right now is playing a great game. He seriously is a pretty standard great game.
I think I really got to commend Creator here on kind of identifying what he did wrong in that previous game and adjusting properly. Because had he gotten the Templar Archives here right away, we would have seen the exact same game twice.
Yeah.
It would have been like Groundhog's Day, the movie. So,
Except not as good.
except not as good. That movie's good.
With MVP instead of Bill Murray.
Yeah.
Well, Creator is getting a Dark Shrine and a Templar Archives right now, and I love that, Tasteless. I think whenever a third base goes up, you should be going Templar Tech if you haven't already. That, especially on a map this big, the Dark Templar is going to be like the most amazing unit if you use it right.
Oh yeah, I mean at great distances, using a Dark Templar properly really kind of negates the Terran mobility that we see in StarCraft 2.
It negates that, or it negates, to some extent at least, the mules.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, I mean, it just, Terran has to decide, well, what am I going to do? Am I going to keep using scans and not use mules, or am I going to get a Raven? Am I going to make a bunch of turrets? And as we know, turrets, they detect, but they also die quite quickly as well.
And Creator doing a great job. He's getting +3 to his armor right now. He's getting his charge. He's getting a bunch of new warp gates.
Poor
Storm.
probe.
Oh man, I'm actually getting really excited. Creator is actually really, I subscribe to the type of Protoss we're watching right now. This is really strong, solid play. Getting some DTs now.
Yeah,
getting
this actually looks great. I mean, he's getting Storm. He got Zelt legs in the way. He's getting armor, which is what you want to get if you are up against a bunch of Marauders.
It's very good fundamentals. He's not getting flashy, and he's doing a great job of it. And look at that. There you go. That DT. MVP's like,
MVP, this is the thing is you get players that are this good at macroing. They actually oftentimes don't have scans because they are using up all their mules, so they will force them to turn around.
So it takes a lot of health off that army, and he's...
I got to say, Artosis, I mean, if MVP doesn't start doing something right away and Creator takes the upper right side of the map, that will probably cost him the game in about 10 minutes from now.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, Creator is... I'm seriously so impressed with this guy. I had no idea he could put out a game this solid. But just strategically speaking, he's taking 2 expansions far away from each other.
And I love
the Warp Prism.
Warp Prism, that's exactly what you want to get. The late game, end game tech. Use that Warp Prism like a mobile pylon, like a shuttle from StarCraft 1. Drop, attack, harass, make sure Terran can't get out on the map.
Yeah, it's quite great. And in fact, MVP he's keen to what's going on. He's sending a Viking down. He does not want the Warp Prism going down there and harassing him, and that's where the Warp Prism's going, Tasteless. So he's going to be able to take that out. So great move by MVP as well.
And, MVP right now, this medevac is really more for cleaning up these pylons, as you can see here. It's going to be tough for him to actually drop anywhere across the map. Remember, even though Terran can make medevacs the whole game, if they stop making, if they lose a few medevacs, they got to stop making Vikings, which makes the Colossus quite scary.
Well, right now, we do have Ghosts on the way. Mobius Reactor just finishing up. Some very nice drops by MVP at the moment. His upgrades, though, are getting me a little bit worried, Tasteless. He's at 1-1. He does have an armory, but he hasn't started. Oh, there we go. +2 just starting now.
All right.
And a Dark Templar.
Now, I'm actually surprised he would warp a Dark Templar here. Oh, excuse me, that's not a planetary. I'm such a nubby nub 3-minute a tub. No, but seriously, this beautiful drop here. We have seen a lot of players warping High Templars, even though they don't have that instant storm when they come in. It's actually pretty difficult for Terran to deal with.
Yeah, it certainly can be. Well, MVP had turrets in the mineral lines. He knows that people are starting to use Warp Prisms, so he was ready, and that's great. We do have both players just kind of sitting there, max out. More bank for Creator. Getting his upgrades going a little bit more, but his upgrades are actually really superior.
He's got to be careful here. And this is actually going to be a deciding moment.
He's got a sick army. He's got 5 High Templars. He's got an Archon in there, an Immortal. Only 2 sentries.
I like it. He's going to go in for a snipe. He can get 1 or 2 more Templars. That's huge. Oh my God, that Templar got away. Hope he has insurance.
Only 3 hit points
left.
Poor
guy.
He only has 3 hit points
left.
left.
If he stubs his toe, he's going to die.
But look at this. He's got 3 armor with 3 hit points left. He 100% would have been dead without all those upgrades. Yeah. So pretty awesome. Oh, very nice snipe there. But MVP is really got to get his Ghosts on the move, because without Ghosts here, this army that he has right now is going to be so good against MVP's army.
He's got enough Templars. He may actually just opt to engage Stim.
Oh, nice EMP's going off. And he is going to kite back a little bit.
Yeah, the EMP basically hit everything. The Protoss army was too much of a ball.
He's got to move back to the planetary, though.
Armor for the Zealots is causing him to not die as quickly. And you know what? I don't know.
Yeah, man, he's got a
MVP
net.
Can hold this.
Oh, he's got huge net upgrades on MVP. MVP does draw back into the planetary, but he's got to be very careful not to lose it. And Creator does have to back up, but he saved all of his Stalkers. and a couple sentries, so that was very good.
We got
Nice
a drop going on over here. It would be ideal if you got that forge before the upgrade finished. Upgrade like 95% complete here.
Oh, that's always
And
painful.
That is actually very huge. In late game like this, every upgrade counts.
Yeah.
Note both these guys have a ton of, well, actually the Protoss has a ton of income right now. He has not spent. He's at over 3K.
And it looks like he will take this out finally with his Stalkers, which he saved from that other battle. You know what's interesting is that he got the Twilight Council and the Forge, and that's actually a great combo to get because not enough Terrans actually target those two down because you think, well, he's already got Blink and Charge, I don't need to do that. But hold on, we'll talk about that in a second because we do have another battle starting. Never mind. I'm going to go back and talk about it right now because that's what I wanted to do in the first place. Thank you for withdrawing right there, guys. But basically, you need that Twilight Council to actually get the Forge upgrades.
Yeah.
So he has to actually replace both of those. Even though he already has his Templar tech up, even though he's already upgraded everything in that building, he has to remake it, and he may not remember to do that. That's happened to me so many times where they kill both, and I like make the Forge. I'm like, why can't I upgrade? I like hover the mouse and read the little box. I'm like, oh, a Twilight Council.
Now, here's the problem. MVP doesn't have anywhere that he can really expand to easily. There's no safe location from this point on. And the more spread out Terran gets, the worse. Now he's
Yeah,
stemming
that's quite
small
true.
groups of Marauders up here. He wants to try to shoot down Templar. Backs away.
You know, one little trick we have been seeing some more Protosses play around with a little bit is you send out those High Templars with your Stalkers. Because the Stalkers can get away from anything, and they
Right.
protect against little tiny groups of units like that very easily.
Here comes the drop.
Nice timing.
Timing attack here. That will be canceled. And that's just one small thing that MVP is using to try to get back into this game. But right now, Creator's still ahead.
You know,
Still in the lead here.
a very good way to deal with something like that, have DTs at your expansions while they're warping in,
Yeah.
so you can get your cannons up. But as we see right now, this is being very annoying for him.
Oh.
Nice. Looks like he may snipe this
He,
off.
he really should actually run for it. What?
Oh,
What?
let's get away. MVP in the middle of the map right now. Does have 8 ghosts in there, Tasteless.
Yeah, that's a lot of EMPs. That's going to render this Protoss army impotent if he does it correctly. Now, this, a lot of it's going to depend on the angle here. Nice EMP here.
Oh, wow. He's cloaked all his ghosts, Tasteless.
He actually has basically EMP'd everything here.
Yes, indeed. In fact, his ghost staying in the back line, just hitting stuff, just targeting away, doing a great job because they are cloaked, and Creator does not have anything with his army to see those. But bam, now they come in, and suddenly all these expensive ghosts being picked off. MVP going to have to withdraw once again to the Planetary Fortress.
You know, the thing about the planetary is it's just so hard to engage those areas. That's why we oftentimes see Protoss try to do a lot of harassment tactics. Try to wear the Terran down until eventually the Terran can't really expand or stretch its,
You
limbs out of the
can't
map.
really attack into that unless you have a ton of Colossus. If you're one of these Templar-based armies, I'm sorry, guys. I mean, the Planetary is the highest priority for your army to target. So your Zealots are all going to be running up, oh, we got it, this, going after it. But here it goes, blinking in come the Archons. A lot of them are targeting that
I don't know
Planetary.
if the Terran can hold this. The target fire on the command center, and it goes down. And I
very
believe
nice.
so will MVP now go down in this game. As his only other bastion of hope is at the upper left, completely isolated. No way to reinforce it or protect that.
Yeah, Creator right now up 50 supply. He's got a very high damage dealing army. Archons. He's got Immortals in there, and here he goes, going into the natural base. More ghosts are popping out, but I do not think they're going to be enough, Tasteless.
And, more and more Stalkers coming out here, tearing apart this army. Terran might hold this position if he gets a few more Marauders out, but in the long run, I don't know if he can win this game.
You know, it looks like he's probably taken a little bit too much damage, especially since Creator has that bottom left expand, especially since Creator does have not only his outside his base natural, but that the 4th base he got is still mining, even though that one Marauder wants to make a difference.
This Marauder taking out a lot of probes here.
This is a good metaphor for voting. Every Marauder counts.
Yeah. Now, the medevacs are moving out MVP, this is going to be very difficult for MVP to recover. I mean, if MVP wins this game, I don't know what to say. I mean, that's just insane.
Yeah, right now he's down 25 supply, and Creator's mining more, so that's going to be an issue. But these little drops are exactly what he needs to do to come back tasteless. There he goes. He just took out 10 supply of Protoss units without losing even one of his own.
He needs to get the Nexus here. But right now, these other Protoss units make it a little bit more difficult to do that. He did at least cause the probes to evacuate, and I need to pick him up.
Wants to target down these Stalkers and maybe then get out, but more Stalkers coming in. Not going to be able to do that. Goodbye, Medevac. Oh.
The Medevac who got away.
They'll never forget that Medevac.
I'll never forget that Medevac. Don't get on that plane, Medevac.
But I am a plane. Of sort, kind of.
It works.
A little bit.
It works. That joke has legs.
MVP floating another orbital off Tasteless, so he's going to have 2 bases here. That's pretty good. Oh, I love taking out that pylon that's going to slow down any attacks or reinforcements that Creator has up in that area.
A lot of late game Terraformers Protoss. Oh, that thought. It's like 2 hit points.
Oh my, 2 hit points, Tasteless.
Oh my lordy.
That Medevac better just vac.
It's like the wind blows too hard and it actually just destroys the Medevac. Now, can you check for me, Artosis? In the upper right location, our Protoss doesn't know about that base.
Actually, he just scouted with that
He
Zealot.
just scouted it.
But
Okay.
it's afraid of mules, so it ran away. Mulophobia. It's
Yeah.
a real thing.
It's a tough thing, man.
Yeah. All the other Zealots make fun of him. He's a tough Zealot, though,
He
man.
needs
He's killed
therapy, man.
Marines,
That's the
killed
thing.
Marauders. See, SCVs come in, he goes after him.
Now
Oh, look at
he's
this.
facing
Overcoming
his
his fears. That's what bravery is, Tasteless.
That's what is, self-actualization. Now, that's pretty bad for MVP that he lost. Well, he doesn't have workers. I shouldn't say he lost workers, but he can't mine from that location for the time being. Protoss, I think, needs to do a little bit of a better job of doing a little bit more harassment there. Actually, as I say that, he sent some DTs.
Yeah,
So good
I
job
feel
there.
like actually MVP needs to do a better job with some harassment. These 2 bottom left expansions don't have a lot at him.
It
But
looks
here he
like
goes.
he's out of position right now. Takes out the
Yeah,
pylon.
man.
And this is a lot of probes that are killed. Now, he might have wanted to just go for the Nexus and run for it. I guess he could pick him up, put him in the Medevac.
This is going to be kind of interesting, Tasteless, because, Creator comes in a little bit out of position with those Colossus, but a lot of units are coming in. This is going to trap MVP's entire army.
And he barely doesn't get that last Colossus.
Utilizing those choke points very, very
now
well.
this is going to act as like a funnel here, but Protoss units coming from every other side.
Some DTs in there as well. This is getting very hard for MP. He is going to end up losing everything. But he took out an expand.
But that's it, GG.
Decides he
taps out.
doesn't have enough units left, and, well, I guess that is true, Tasteless. Creator must be feeling very good.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Ow. All right.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was thinking.
That's what he was thinking, man. The MVP, he's got to be disappointed with that game because that was not a game where it was like, oops, I made one simple mistake and lost. This is a good person in our audience coming all the way out here. We have people every day that travel out here and do this. Now, no, okay, here's the Prime coach coming in here saying, look, man, you can do it. Look, going back to that game, that was not a game where MVP made one simple mistake. That was actually a very long, complicated game that Creator outplayed MVP in.
It was.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, what I really like. Creator that game didn't take any chances.
No.
He actually was like, okay, solid standard. And that's what he did all game long.
He was very
he was
patient,
seriously,
too.
he was solid and he was standard. He took expansions, he macroed. It's exactly what I want to see. Great play from Creator.
You know what I like about it is that he would take on an expansion and he'd just walk away, get more ahead. He's not like, oh my God, I'm suddenly ahead. I need to finish this because MVP is on paper at least better than me. And
And here's the other thing too. If he just added a few other tiny things into his play, like having DTs at his expansions while they warp in, he would have made MVP look almost nubbish towards the end there.
Yeah, he would have
Instead,
looked like
MVP almost had a comeback.
A nublet.
Yeah.
A nubble.
Yeah, man. You don't want to look like a
nubbin.
nubble.
A nubbin.
A nubble. That's like nerd stubble.
Yeah.
It's like the stubble of a nerd.
That's what I got on my
like we
face
cut
right
a
now.
nerd in half with like shears.
What is a nubbin again? Is that a young
nubbin.
nub?
No,
a
no,
young
no.
nub? Is that a bird that's a nub? A nubbin?
No, well, a nubbin in my mind is like the nubs, the end of a pickle. Like you have a nice pickle and then it has an end and it has like this little tail coming out.
Yeah.
Cut that off. That's the nub. The nubbin.
the nubbin. All right, we're going to go to our third map. It's going to be Tal'Darim Altar.
Great map for TVP.
And it's a map where, even though it's big and open, we do see these 2-base timing pushes coming here from Terran.
And sometimes for Protoss nowadays as well.
Well, you can do the Colossus poke,
because
too.
it is, well, I'll talk about the symmetricity of it as we start the game.
All right, so be it. Head-to-head, MVP against Creator. Creator already has one upset in this best of 3. If he pulls this off, we're going to have a GSL champion knocked out of the Super Tournament. And Creator will be that much closer to 100,000 million bajillion won. Well, it's basically $90,000. We'll see. All right, so let's do this here. MVP against Creator at the GSL.